in 40 to 50 seconds of taking it off the ground, and you'll probably spend 50, 60 and beyond in parts to repair it. Okay, my first video I talked a lot about the coaxials. This is what you want to learn on. You want to be comfortable with this kind of a helicopter. You want to be able to fly it forward, reverse, side to side, have it facing you. You want to be able to be really comfortable where you're almost at the point of being bored with it. And when you get to the point of being bored with it, then you know it's time for a fixed pitch. Okay? The fixed pitch, when you switch to a fixed pitch helicopter, it's going to be a little bit different. The controls will be the same, which is the nice part. But this kind of a helicopter, because it has a tail rotor, does not want to sit still. You got to constantly adjust your sticks. Okay, this is going to be constantly moving around on you, and when you get it to have good control, it won't be moving around on you a lot. These are a lot of fun, a lot more fun than a coaxial helicopter. Once you can master this style, then you can move to that style of a helicopter. Okay, because they're similar in handling. So there's not going to be a massive learning curve from this one to a 3D acrobatic helicopter. Okay, the big deal with those is they have the ability to go upside down and do crazy things and stunts. Okay, if you're not into that, then really flying this kind of a helicopter might just be for you. Okay, that's a matter of personal preference and what you want to do. There's a lot more sophistication on here in parts, so if you find you're not that handy, it might get expensive bringing it to the hobby shop all the time, getting them checked out and tuned up. Okay. Really, one of the biggest things is when you're trying to learn, and I know I've probably touched upon this, but I can't express this enough, is don't have an audience. Audiences, people disturb you, they're asking questions. You have to really focus and concentrate when you're learning. Okay, and you don't want to be sitting there for a half hour explaining to somebody that you're really not that good and you're trying to learn, and having them talk to you and bother you and hinder you. Okay, so go somewhere where you could be by yourself, even if you have a 2-car garage or a 1-car garage. You know, learn in there. And really, before you fly, I mean, hovering isn't flying. Actually fly a helicopter where you're, you know, flying around outside and doing circles and having a lot of fun. The most important thing is to learning how to hover. If you can't hover and control your helicopter when you're looking at it from all different angles, you're going to have problems outside. Okay? So really, the best way that I found to learn is to practice and follow your helicopter. Get behind it and actually steer it like a car, okay? And follow it around like that. And then when you get comfortable at following it from the rear, you can start to walk along the side of the helicopter to see how it reacts side to side. Okay? Because like I said, when it faces you, the controls reverse. I talked upon that in my other video. Okay? So facing you, you know, everything reverses and it makes it a little bit more difficult. Okay, but that is really the way that I learned way back, is to follow the helicopter and actually try to steer it like a car. Follow it around and you'll find you'll get really good control that way. Okay. One of the other differences between this helicopter that is a fixed pitch, which I talked about, okay, which means the blades are fixed, okay? They don't move up and down twisting, as far as twisting, okay? They remain in a fixed position. You can see that they're locked across this way, okay? This one has an electronic tail motor on it, okay, with the gear here, okay? Now, this kind of a helicopter here, okay, this has a belt drive which runs off of a gear in here, and the belt travels through the boom, okay, and it runs the rudder back here, and it's a little bit more sophisticated. As you can see, there's linkages in the way this is designed, okay. And this helicopter, basically, you have your main gears here. Okay, your landing skid, your receivers back here. This is your gyro. What a gyro does is basically keeps your tail under control. Okay, if you disconnected or took the gyro off, you couldn't use this helicopter. Okay, because the tail, it would just spin around in circles. Okay. You know, this one I took off the main blades because I wanted to show you a demonstration of how a swash plate actually moves around. So let's plug this in and give it a shot. Okay, let it get going. Now, if you watch the swash plate here, try to get this close for you. Okay. Now, your swash plate, like I said, you want it to be sitting level. And you can see that when you move the right stick around, you can see how it moves. This is pushing it forward, pushing it in reverse, to the right, to the left, and just rotating in a circle. Okay, do you see how that's moving? So you want that level. If it's like that, when you start it, the helicopter is going to fly forward. If it's like this, it's going to go reverse, right, and left. Pretty simple explanation of that. Your linkage is to level it out. Okay? Let's unplug this. Okay. And like I said, just to touch upon quick with your controller, tiny movements, guys. Okay? Use your first finger and your thumb and tiny movements. You start whipping these sticks around, the helicopter is going to get out of control very badly and you are going to crash. Okay? It's going to swing, it's going to swing, it's going to be like on a rope, a tire on a rope out in your backyard swinging around. Okay? So little movements, more control with your first and your thumb. Okay? So anyways, these are just a little bit more tips about helicopters, and I hope by now that you got a coaxial and you learned and you're on your way. I will put out a third video with a little bit more information, so you can wait on that. Okay, and remember, practice, 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 practice makes perfect. If you don't practice, you're not going to get better. Okay, so get yourself a nice coaxial and learn how to fly it around. Okay, and then you can go to a fixed pitch and then eventually through a 3D acrobatic. Do not try to start with that kind of a helicopter. Get a coaxial with 2 sets of blades. You will have fun. You will have less frustration. Okay, do those steps: coaxial, fixed pitch, 3D acrobatic. You will enjoy this hobby. You will have a lot of fun and you will not have much frustration. Thank you very much for watching this video.